Construction of barges was started at the beginning of the 2000s at Russian shipyards. It was 12 vessels constructed in total. The barges were used for transportation of different cargo during construction of the artificial islands in the northern part of the Caspian Sea. For future growth project, the Design Bureau were set the challenge of making the KMTF barges suitable for transporting of FGP modules after modernization. In this purpose, modifications were made to the hull structures of the barge. The bunker enclosure and equipment in the stern were dismantled. The longitudinal and transverse bulkheads were made waterproof. A pump room with 2 pumps was installed in the hold, where a ballast water purification station could be positioned at the discretion of the client. 2 interchangeable ballast pumps operate in the starboard and port compartments. The barge has anti-heeling and trimming ballast tanks to be used for loading and unloading operations. An operations room was created, where a control post for cargo handling operations was installed. The embarkation, stability, and the strength of the ship to be monitored from the post as well as from the remote panel, while the modules were loaded and unloaded. In the stern on the starboard side, a 2-deck capstan with anchor handling gear was installed, and a towing device was installed consisting of a horizontal girder and cable tension system. A recess was to be cut in the deck to allow a loading platform to be installed. After modernization, the barge will comply with Russian Maritime Registry of Shipping Class R2 RSN requirements, with a wave height limit up to 3.5 meters. To ensure that large cargo could be placed safely on the barge's cargo deck, 2 options for the modernization were examined: installing girders, installing waterproof recesses. The wisest and safest choice was to install girders, as this preserves access from the cargo deck to all compartments in the hull and ensures that the mooring bits can be used in the middle section of the hull, which is necessary when mooring the barge in locked chambers. It will increase the weight of the barge to 200 tons, which is less by 100 tons if recesses are installed. If the recesses are installed, it is possible for water to accumulate from water particles, splash, falling in the bow, which may give the barge an undesirable nose-down trim. The process of loading and unloading cargo is accompanied by taking on and pumping out ballast. The volume and quantity of ballast holds on the barge are adequate for loading and unloading operations. When necessary, it is possible to take on ballast during passage in order to achieve the required trim for the barge when passing through locks and under bridges and power lines. Ballasting is required for the barge to remain seaworthy when traveling by sea on the homeward leg without cargo. As a result of the work carried out, the barge is capable for large-sized modules transportation along a given route. The upgrade cost no more than $1,500,000 US.